I'm trying to get my head around Solana. It's clearly superior in performance to Ethereum, Arbitrum, etc. So why are Robinhood and Coinbase choosing alternatives? Is it too efficient and therefore not a money spinner? Can't justify a fat profit margin and fees to their customers? And for operators like these, and if that's the case, what's the future for Solana? So if I go back in time to when Ethereum had a North Star, that was their North Star back in 2021 was to be the world computer. I don't know what's happened since then. They've lost their North Star or can't navigate to it or find it or define it as they go forward. But sometimes when you have TradFi firms, they like centralized control. They like one sequencer, and that's it. That's why the layer twos on ETH are sometimes kind of safer. I don't think it's anything to do with the fees at all. But you're right. This one is a bit of a conundrum as to exactly what's going on here. Let's look at a couple of deltas fresh from the SCP profiler and the crypto compendium. If you look at this data, and even if you include all the layer twos, the deltas are extreme, okay? There might be, and by the way, Robinhood is also using Solana. I think they're splitting the difference, Arbitrum, Solana. Can't remember the exact details, but I think they are hedging their bets. But a lot of other TradFi firms are going whole hog into Solana. Firms like Franklin Templeton, firms like the Japanese bank, I can't remember the name of, Australian firm, Spanish bank, and what's the other one that I'm missing? Well, Circle now mints all their USDC on Solana. Did I mention Visa? Anyway, you'll see that people are still using this platform, the Solana platform. But just look at these numbers for a second. This is the first one is fully diluted market cap over daily transactions. Solana is 28,000% better. If you said that to me in 2021, I'd say you were smoking crack. It's impossible. It's impossible. No way. Maybe they do half what ETH does. But 28,000% better. Wow. Okay, let's look at the other one. We have fully diluted market cap over daily active users. That is $21,000 of market cap, fully diluted, by the way, per user versus nearly 800,000 for Ethereum. That's 3,600% more expensive. And DEX volume. This is another crazy one. 22,410% more DEX volume on Solana. So do you care about what a centralized exchange is doing on a couple of select use cases, or do you care about what the world is using? And this is where I get to the point. All right, we have extreme aberrations in pricing of assets. Tesla is stupid cheap. Okay, mark my words. Come back in 5 years, you'll see exactly what happens. You've got things that are stupid expensive. I calculated the other day the amount of market cap, fully diluted market cap, like the statistic for XRP, is $9.5 million per user. It is by far the most expensive company on the planet, XRP, because people don't do the math. But let me tell you what will happen over time, because in 35 years of doing this, I know what's going to happen over time. First of all, we know Solana outperforms ETH in all metrics, and we also know it's heavily undervalued in price. And we also know markets are very, very slow and biased. There are behavioral biases. There's institutional inertia. There's conservativeness. Oh, Tommy Frank said ETH is safer. Yeah, it doesn't have outages, therefore go with ETH. All of that stuff skews investor sentiment, okay? And Ethereum is considered blue chip status. We saw Tom Lee talk about that last week. And the blue chip, yeah, it's great because nobody takes the time to look at this stuff. Nobody except for me, because I like data. And what will happen, though, with everything else in the world, user experience will drive real adoption, okay? Ultra low fees, ultra fast confirmations, zero finality, all that stuff. Solana already dominates retail use cases all across the board. And we've seen real world assets really take off as well with the tokenization of stocks. You need to run a stock exchange. You need to tokenize a stock. You need to confirm to somebody in 10 milliseconds if they got it or not at that price. Yeah, ETH isn't going to cut it for you, nor is a layer 2. It's going to be too expensive, too kludgy. too rife for, hacking or whatever else, it's not going to work. But Solana was built from the ground up to do exactly that. The vision from Toly from 2019 was to build a blockchain that could run the NASDAQ. And that has not changed. And now we're seeing the actual adoption happen 6 years later. And the catalysts, all these catalysts that are coming, Firedancer, Alpenglow, etc., will unlock a huge re-rating, re-underwriting of the platform. And all the new developers, they're not going to Ethereum or Arbitrum. They are flooding in droves to Solana. Follow the developers, follow the money. And remember, most importantly, this is the most important point, efficiency compounds in the long run. Just like Amazon outgrew selling books, then they outgrew retail incumbents. Solana will do the same thing. It'll just take time for TradFi to see the economic value. So you just got to be patient in this one. But remember as well, risk happens fast. So when it does pop off, it'll be crazy. So have your seatbelts on.